Thank you all so much for joining us tonight as we talk about our trip to Argentina. First of all, I'm just going to start off by saying that we are recording the meeting tonight. So I will post it on the Women with Wings website in the next couple days. And I'll email it out to everyone that had registered for tonight because I know there's a couple people that couldn't come. And you can either rewatch it or send it off to friends if anyone else is interested that you know of. We have 11 people signed up for the tour so far, and we need 12 for it to go. So just one more, and we're taking a maximum of 14. So 1 to 3 more people. So if anyone that is joining tonight that has not already registered with me, if you are interested, I would suggest emailing me as soon as you can. Just at the end of this presentation as well, Estela is going to talk about a little bit about Patagonia because we've had some people that are interested in going down there. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I just wondered if the 2 ladies are the 2 sisters that are interested. Good choice, might I say.
And Marilyn too, but I don't think she's in yet. But well, I'm recording it anyway, so we can send it off to her. So yeah, if you want to stay on and listen to about Patagonia, we'll talk about that at the end. And we'll just go through, Colleen and Estela are going to go through what the itinerary is and some information about Argentina, some beautiful images they've put together, including some from Colleen's very own camera. She's a beautiful photographer and it's really going to highlight Argentina like nothing. So if you're not already signed up, you definitely will after seeing her photos. So I should just introduce myself because there's a couple people on here that I haven't met before. So my name is Hannah. I am the person on the phone call and the face on the email that you always talk to. I'm organizing the back end of this trip. So everything from flights and insurance, pre-post tour arrangements, and everything on the ground that you'll be experiencing in Argentina. I do escort some of the tours myself, but this one is definitely Colleen and Estela's wheelhouse. So I'm going to let them take the reins on this. And why don't you 2 introduce yourselves and then we can get started on the presentation.
Oops.
And I'm just going to share my screen here as well.
So I have been to Argentina probably 6 times already. I went with Stella and her husband several years ago, and somehow we decided to put together trips to Argentina. Stella's is an interpreter by profession, and I love doing the research. So we picked places that we wanted to return to.
Okay, so my name is Estela Dosil, and I am from Argentina, though a proud Canadian now. I came in 1978, and I'm half from Buenos Aires and the other half from Patagonia. But this part of Argentina is really close to my heart because it just is so incredibly different to anything else. And yeah, I met Colleen many years ago, and since then
she's been regretting it.
Yeah, I have, but I live with it. What can I say? So I think we have such a lovely trip prepared for you. So
so we can move.
We're ready to go.
Yeah. So then the next slide, Hannah, it just shows how large Argentina is and the areas that we're going. So we start off in Buenos Aires, and then the northern part of Argentina, unfortunately, is where a lot of the native people have been displaced. It has the most beautiful culture and music and
color.
So from Buenos Aires to Salta, which is at the top, which is number 2, is where we're starting. It's a very small area, relatively. There aren't long driving times, but the whole area is truly spectacular.
It's what we call the Northwest Plateau, and It is just so simply, even when within Argentina, it is totally different. It's where you have the pan pipes, where you have the colored skirts, and you have the llamas. It
And the
is,
music
yeah.
is amazing. So the next slide zeroes in on where we go. So we fly to Salta. We stay there one night, and then we go south from Salta down to Cafajate, which is number 3. And we pass through amazing areas that it's called the Quebrada de Cafajate. It has beautiful rock formations. Cafajate is a wine region. It's one of the world's highest wine regions. High altitude wine. The whole area is stunning.
It's the area where, if you're into wines, there's a white wine that's called Torrontés. This is exactly where it comes from, and it is a very particular, unique. I think this is the spot where we will have probably a visit to a couple of vineyards.
And then it's just easier to show the map, and then we'll show some pictures after. So then from Cafajate, we go north to Cachi. But on our way there, we go to Molinos, where we're going to have lunch. Stella and her husband have been there before.
Yes, and in our last trip, when Colleen and I went up to this area with a group of Canadian women with wings, we had lunch there, and it was such an incredible highlight.
And you stayed there overnight, right? We're just
yeah,
going
but
for
that was
lunch.
many
Yeah.
years before. But yeah, that's where we're going to have lunch, and you sit in this amazing patio with a huge pink peppercorn tree. It's called aguaribay in Spanish, and the people, not to mention the location and the food itself, is something you won't forget.
Yeah. So then on our way from Molinos to Cachi, where we stay, we go to Seclantas, which is famous for their weaving, and they're famous for their poncho weaving.
yeah.
And
yeah, there's a family there that is known worldwide. The head of the family has since died, but anyway, they have all kinds of weavings, and there's more than just the family. There's like 4 or 5 different families that are working on weavings, but that's basically what they do. It's all crafts.
And then at Cachi, we stay in it's a beautiful hotel that is, it used to be a nunnery, and it's all been renovated. It's right at the foothills of the Andes that you can see. They have it's stunning. They have horses. You can go for walks in the morning. We eat dinner at the hotel, and it's just really lovely.
I think we have photos of the hotel, but so it's kind of hard now. We keep on saying lovely because we love it, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't be telling you about it. But when we get to the photos, you will see how beautiful it is.
And I'll go a little bit quicker through. So from Cachi, we go through the Cordones National Park. It's a park that you drive for possibly an hour, and we get out, and it's full of huge.
Well, it's the typical cacti, the ones you draw. It's I honestly, in Spanish, I know they're cardones, but I don't know the proper name in English, which I should, considering I'm an interpreter, but sorry about that. So when you see them, and they are huge, and I think we have a photo of one with a person beside, so you can see how stunning they are.
So then we return to Salta, and I think now we know the northern parts, and you get an idea of the map. Then we can go on to we can go on to the photos.
Okay. So here we're in Buenos Aires. This is the government house, La Casa Rosada, the pink house. And we do have a whole morning where we visit Plaza de Mayo, which is where the cathedral is, where the Congress is, and where the government house is, the pink government house, where we will have it all explained to us. That's my job.
And
This
it's where
is
the
just-
mothers.
Yeah, and this is, I don't know if you know the history in Argentina. Sorry, I have to tell my husband in the background not to sing. Just a minute, please.
It may not work.
So funny.
He's humming Argentine songs.
Sorry about
That's
that.
allowed.
Yeah, well, if he sang well, it would be great. Okay,
So then
so
we can go to the next photo because they're all in
order.
all in the same area. So also in Buenos Aires, there's an area called La Boca, which is where the tango started.
Was born, yeah.
It's a bit touristy, but it's a great area, and they have people, all their dancers, doing the traditional tango, dancing in the streets. We'll have lunch there.
It is, you know, as Colleen says, it is touristy, but a lot of our travelers have bought great art there, you know, because they're just people that have just on the street a few things, and really there's some amazing art. Yeah, so it's really worthwhile going.
And it's very interesting architecture. It's where the Europeans emigrated, and it's an area where they were promised riches, but it was poverty, and they started the tango. It was based on an African dance because that was their community.
Actually, in the beginning, it was just amongst men that they danced, but let's not get too much into this because if not, we won't.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't leave anything to tell you when we're there.
That's part of the tango music. It's the bandoneon.
The bandoneon. I think originally the bandoneon came from Germany, but it became our instrument.
Okay. And we also visit the Cologne Theater. It's one of the largest and most beautiful theaters in the world.
It is beautiful and the acoustics are incredible. And we'll get a chance. Is that the same day we do the gourmet?
Yeah. So then also in what we're going to do is a food tour, and it's in one of the neighborhoods of Buenos Aires. So we go, it's a 2.5-hour tour. We go to the smaller restaurants and we have a barbecue. They have the empanadas, which was in the slide before.
Yes, and I think we go from one place to another. I think we have an empanada in one place with maybe just a small little glass of white wine, and then you go and you have the typical Argentine choripan, which is the sausage, which is incredibly tasty, like nowhere in the world for me, with a little bun, and with that maybe you get a little glass of red wine, and then you go on to the barbecue itself,
And
which we call asado.
Gelato.
And then comes the ice cream. I am not a huge ice cream person, but in Argentina, I find the ice cream is amazing, so I am.
And it's all, that's from the Italian.
Yes, all
influence.
Italian.
Yeah. Okay.
Influence.
So this is in Salta. So we fly from Buenos Aires up north to Salta that you saw on the map. Salta is a beautiful city. It's where a lot of the traditional gauchos live.
Came from the north. You know, the same way we have, it's interesting, our provinces, like in Canada, we have beautiful British Columbia or Quebec, je me souviens. In Salta is La Linda, the beautiful. And she truly is stunning. She's lovely. She's colorful. She's warm.
So this is the road. It's on our way to Cafajate, which is the town that has the high altitude wineries. It is truly this stunning, and almost the picture doesn't do it justice. They have particular rock formations. One is the Devil's Throat.
Yes, and I think we have a photo of that one. Isn't there a photo in here? Oh, that's the Devil's Throat. And it's mostly the iron in the rock that gives it its color, of course. But it is amazing, and it's nature, and it's nature at its best.
Yeah. So the next picture is when we arrive in Cafajate, and the wineries, we will probably visit two of them. They have in the small town, and Cafajate is known to be one of the prettiest towns in Argentina. They have a beautiful little museum, which is lovely, and you get an introduction to how the wine is made. Those are the lower mountains before you see the Andes. So this is in the area of Cafajate. And the next picture, I think, is
This is when we're going, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, you go.
It'll be like this all the trip. We'll talk over each other and things like that. But this is when we're going back from Cafajate back to Salta
Up
to
north.
continue
Yeah.
our trip north. And this is called La Quebrada, the Canyon of the Arrows, because of the rock formation is so particular and yet so different to the road we take going down.
So this is on the way back to Salta. And when we talked about the weavers in Seclantas, this is where they are. So the next one, and these are
these
vicuñas.
beauties, these beauties are vicuñas. In the area we're going to be, we have vicuñas, we have guanacos, and we have llamas. In Argentina, there are no alpacas. And these are so delicate.
And they're the smallest ones.
They're the smallest and for me, the most beautiful and the most unusual. They're not fur, would you call it fur?
It's fur.
Yeah, is it fur? Is finer than cashmere.
So we see a lot of these. Now, this is when we arrive in Cachi. And the view from where we're staying it's what used to be a nunnery. And that's our backdrop. This is the hotel that we stay at.
We won't want to leave.
I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
So we get there, we tour the wineries, and then from there, when we're going back to Salta, this is the Cordones National Park, which is the cactus
that I was telling you
park.
about, which are the typical ones with the little arms like that.
And it is truly impressive. You can drive for an hour and
just be surrounded by them.
It is stunning there. So we arrive back in Salta and we stay one more night. And Salta is beautiful. It has this small area in the courtyard. They've got their church, and they have, if you go to the next slide, so they have, I'll let Stella explain it, but they're called peñas.
Yeah, the peñas in northern Argentina are little, sometimes restaurants, sometimes it's just a little bar or a cafe, and they have folkloric music. And as I said, the music in northern Western Argentina for me is the best in the country. So you go to the peña. When we went last time, we found a couple where we went for dinner, right? And isn't that a photo of yours?
From there, yeah.
This is Colleen's photo. I mean, I know she's a good photographer, but she also had great people to photograph. So don't let it go to your head.
Okay.
So it's just, we're going to do that any night that we're in Salta, and then
And also in the north,
Yeah.
we went to a lot of those.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. The music is.
In Salta, they're easier to find, but in the north, we also were able to find a couple. Yeah.
So this is in Salta, and then we stay one more night. So from Salta, we didn't show you on the map because we wanted to move to the photos, but we go north. It's possibly an hour. It's not very long. And this town is a very small town, and it hasn't changed a lot in the past 20 years. It's called Purmamarca.
Okay, and what you see in the screen is what they call the Hill of the Seven Skirts, 7 colors, and they say romantically that it exemplifies the colors used by the ladies in the north, but it's the minerals. You've got copper, iron, zinc, manganese,
limestone,
and a few others, but that's the color that you're going to see, and we'll be walking in and about there.
And where we stay, it's at the foothills of these, and we walk down to go for dinner, to tour the small town. And when you're walking by, you see the women with their llamas, and they're all so lovely and so friendly.
Oh. Yeah, this is a little friend Colleen made.
Yeah. So this is in the market in Purmamarca.
Oh, they have the best market in the whole trip, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So this is where we stayed last year. We'll probably stay at the same area, but that's the backdrop. This was a beautiful place that was just built into the hills, and they're very small towns that have character, and this is also where we went to a lot of the evening to
the
listen
peñas,
to the
to listen
music.
to music.
Yep.
And we even had people asking us to dance. It
Yeah.
was great. Now, this hotel doesn't have a lot of rooms, so I'm hoping they'll have availability for us.
But they have something similar.
Yeah.
So from Purmamarca, we had due west, and it's an hour and a half drive that we'll go, and they're called the Salinas Grandes, which are the salt flats.
They are one of the largest in the world, certainly I believe the largest in Argentina. And it's just the blue sky and the white of the salt is very breathtaking.
It takes an hour and a half to get there, but it's worth every bit of it, because on the drive, we reach an altitude of 3,000 meters, which was nothing. No one was affected by the altitude. And then when we come into it, it is very impressive.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to point out, because we do go fairly high, but with the flight from Buenos Aires to Salta, we start higher, obviously, than Buenos Aires, that is sea level, but then we climb gently. So it was never a problem.
Never a problem
but
at
I
all.
just think you should be aware that we will climb gently, but it never affected anybody.
So the next one, we stayed 2 nights in Purmamarca, and then we go north, and it's a very short trip, possibly 45 minutes, and we go to Tilcara. It's in Tilcara. It's another beautiful small town, but the area that's visited the most is a pre-Incan fortress. So we'll have a guide there, a local guide, and he tours us through this pre-Incan fortress. It's
just amazing.
Yeah. So this is a picture I took of one of the peñas that we were in.
Yeah. See, and what he's playing is that small guitar is called a charango. And originally the charangos were made with the carcass of the armadillo. Today, of course, they sell them and they're not really made, luckily, with the carcass of the armadillo, but they have a very particular sound.
So from this photo, you go in, maybe at about 8 or 9 at night. They eat a lot later in Argentina, and we were all sitting at a long table, and then the musicians play. I think he had his son playing with that one, and they play the whole night.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So this is heading north again to Humahuaca. They have pottery.
Humahuaca is
they make the pottery.
Yeah. Was it in Humahuaca that we stopped to see and this lovely girl gave us a whole explanation, and we were able to buy some crockery, but it's very it's not fine pottery. It's very folkloric. It's very
rustic.
That's probably the word.
But the town is really beautiful.
And it's the town that gives the name to the quebrada, the canyon of Humahuaca, which is UNESCO World Heritage.
So Humahuaca was the start of the railway line from Buenos Aires into Bolivia. So that it has a lot of very interesting history to it as well. So we're now, then we drive back to Salta, which we've experienced. In total, we spend 3 nights in Salta, and then we fly back to Buenos Aires, and then a bus will pick us up at the airport, and we take an hour and a half drive northwest, and we're staying in an estancia. It's called El Ombú, which is a tree. You
Yeah.
know about that.
Estancia for us in Argentina is a ranch, and the ombú is actually, I don't know if you can find it anywhere else. It's a very typical tree, Argentine tree, and it grows mostly in the middle part of Argentina, in La Pampa, Buenos Aires, Santa Fe, and it's
So this
very big.
And
The-
this working ranch is from 1880, and it's still a working ranch, so it's our time to relax and be treated. The rooms are this and nicer. They have a beautiful pool. You can do nothing. You can go on horseback riding rides. They have they put on a show with their traditional music and
Yes.
dancing. They get we're all up dancing with them. And this is one of the,
This is one of the
Game.
games that they play, and actually, this looks a little bit like a folkloric polo, but they have very old-fashioned games. Well, this is not the one that I was going to
Yep.
talk about, the one where they have to go through the little rift.
I didn't have a
No?
picture of
Oh.
that. So the next one. So this is the estancia where we stay.
These are the ladies that were in our last trip
Yep.
in front, right there. It is
Stunning.
really amazing.
So no one wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So we have 2 nights here before the end of the trip. These are the horses that
Take
you
you
can
with the
take a
cart.
carriage ride
Yeah.
or a cart ride. And they have, I don't know, like maybe 6 gauchos that will take you out for a ride. This fellow was amazing.
He was beautiful playing the guitar. And then we had a horse whisperer that I had
There's a
never,
picture. That's
yeah,
the horse whisperer.
being and having been out in the countryside in Argentina, I've never seen anything like it. This young man was amazing,
Yeah.
what he did with that horse.
So it's that beautiful. The picture doesn't,
Well,
it's
it
more
does.
beautiful
Yeah.
than that. So, and then from there, we get taken back, whoever's staying in Buenos Aires, or we go to the airport. We'll have transportation back there, but it's a lovely way to end. It's a lovely way to end a beautiful trip.
That's it.
That's it.
That's so amazing. Thank you so much. I have been saying cafajete wrong my entire life. Been saying it cafayete, so thanks for
Oh,
that.
but no, that's probably not wrong. In Argentina,
You do the
we do
je-
a funny thing with the Y and the double L. So you're saying it okay. If you came from Spain, you would say cafayate.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Your images are so beautiful, Colleen. Really, really nice.
They're not all mine. Some of them
Yeah.
are, like that is, and a few of them from the other areas.
Do we have, can we see all the ladies that are present? Is
Yeah,
there a way
I'll
to
just
do
do
that?
a stop share. And now can you
That's
see
Glynis.
everyone?
Ooh, Glennis?
Hey,
Can you hear us?
and there's a
I can
lady.
hear who is speaking.
I'm just
What?
speaking.
Oh, hi. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Thank you. My computer's working then.
But I can only see your eyes.
I know because my camera is too high and I'm too short. I should
That's
get a
okay.
cushion.
That's okay.
Does anyone have any questions for
Yes.
Colleen and Estela? Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I'm just wondering, you did say altitude may not be a problem, but I think that's good to be aware of. But I'm just wondering, how do you travel? What route do you take do you go from Toronto to Buenos Aires, or how do you do that?
Yeah, so I'll talk about the flights now, and then we can answer other questions. So the main what I was looking at, the best itinerary would be United Airlines goes from Vancouver, if you live in the Vancouver area, through Houston to Buenos Aires. They depart on, this tour starts in Buenos Aires on September 22nd. So the flight leaves from Vancouver on September 21st. Now, if you want to leave the day before, like to have one extra day in Buenos Aires, that particular flight is also available on September 20th too, if you wanted to do that.
Is it
Air
possible-
Canada has another option
Oh.
through Toronto too.
That's what I want.
Yeah, so that one is a good option, but it only leaves on the 21st. It's not available on the 20th.
Mm.
But then on the return, it's not as great because you have to go Buenos Aires to Sao Paulo, then Toronto, then Vancouver. So there's
Oh.
another stop you have to make.
Yeah.
And each of
So-
the international legs, the ones across the water, are overnight flights, just so you know. So you'll be leaving from at nighttime and then arriving in the morning.
Hmm.
And then there's another option too, because I think some of you have Avios points, British Airways, and their partner airline is American Airlines. So you could fly Vancouver, Dallas, Miami, Buenos Aires as well, which I know it's an extra stop, but just in case anyone has points they want to use.
Yeah.
So there's a couple options, and they range in price. Economy is about 1,900 now, and which I know is expensive. It's like crazy. Airline tickets are just insane right now. And then if you're going up to business class, I think the least expensive I saw was about 5,800. So that's actually pretty good for business.
So
And-
can you hear me? Because I wasn't sure. I just, oh, hi.
yeah, hi.
So, Hannah, would you book our flights if we asked you, or,
Yeah, I can help you with
should I be
that.
booking? Okay,
Yeah, whatever you want. I could help plan
Sure.
them, organize them, book them, whatever.
yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I assume that you would be able to do for us is our trip cancellation insurance.
Yeah, so we work with two different companies at our office, Manulife and Allianz Insurance.
Okay,
And I generally prefer to work with Manulife. Their trip cancellation policy is more comprehensive than Allianz's.
okay,
They also have a really good thing about flight cancellation too. They automatically send you money if your flight is delayed over between 3 and 6 hours, which is amazing because they'll just send it to you. You don't have to make a claim. So I really like
Okay.
working with them.
yeah, no kidding. I
And
would too.
if you need emergency medical insurance too while you're traveling, then that would be with the same companies.
Okay, sure, good.
Yeah, so the prices really depend on your age, how long you're going to be traveling for, and how much you want to insure. But for each person, what I normally do is when we have everyone's registrations, I say this is what the deposit's going to be, what the final payment will be, what those insurance deadlines look like, and what those costs are. And also, depending on what airline and what status you choose for flying, they have different refundable rules as well. So sometimes Air Canada Economy, for instance, is non-refundable, but Premium Economy is refundable with a penalty. And then you just insure the penalty rather than the whole ticket. So
Okay.
it just depends on which option you choose. And there's lots of variations.
I mean, I'd read this, but I just confirm, we don't need a visa for Argentina as a Canadian?
No, but there is a tax, right, Estela?
Yeah, is there no ETA for Canadians? ETA?
No,
No?
there's no
Oh,
ETA,
okay.
but there is a.
Yeah,
is it
I
not a
think there's a
I
tax.
think that, yeah.
When you go in, of course, I go in and because my passport says that I'm born in Argentina, I don't pay. But I believe there is an amount. It's not a lot, but I don't remember what it is.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'll provide that information though.
Yeah.
I kind of
And-
think it's about $30, something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And when we travel to these little towns and we want to buy some of their crafts or something, do we pay in US dollars or do we pay in Argentinian funds?
Yeah,
Pesos.
what we did in the last 2 trips is we went downtown to the VB, the big place on, what is it, Pender?
Vancouver
Yeah.
Bullion.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you can just get a small amount to have. The inflation was rampant the last time we went and the time before. now it has slowed down. So you can purchase a certain amount of money, not a lot.
Yeah.
And then when we're in Buenos Aires, because we're staying in the same hotel where we stayed the 2 previous times,
We
we
changed a
know,
lot of money
Yeah.
in the hotel
Yeah.
as well, right?
yeah, you can change in the hotel, you can go to the ATM, and there's also 2 blocks away, and we can go with you. There's an exchange within this, believe it or not, shopping mall. There's a very proper exchange place.
Oh, okay.
So
Do you
yeah,
recommend carrying US funds as well or not?
I'll tell you what I do when I
Okay.
travel. I don't use Canadian dollars, especially in a country in South America, because it's not like American.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah. So I always take American
Sure.
to have, right? I always have a credit card, which I hope not to use if I
Mm.
don't have to, but
Mhm.
I have it. And
Mhm.
then I change money there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know of people that have also, remember Virginia, she used to take money out of the ATM, right? You went with her
Yep.
once. Yeah.
Okay.
It's never been a problem.
You know,
Changing
it's,
money, but US is
Yeah.
definitely the currency.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like going to Europe where you know that if you go with
Yeah.
Canadian or whatever, it's different. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's not a problem.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Kathy had to leave to go curling, but she wanted me to ask, what's the weather like during that time of year?
We're going at the best time.
We are. And you know, having said that, the day that we were in Buenos
Oh, well,
Aires, and I
yes,
know
that's
Colleen
true.
told me 10 times, don't tell them that. But no,
I
but
did my research. but
Yeah.
When we went to Buenos Aires, when it should have been sunny, they had monsoon
Yeah.
weather.
and none of us, you know, and of course they were selling umbrellas, cheap umbrellas, right, in the Plaza de Mayo. But it's supposed to be, it's springtime. It's
Mm.
the best time, right, to
Mhm.
be there, whether it's then or it's in April. Those are the 2 best times.
So in the north, it gets a teeny bit cold at night.
But
Not much. I never had a warm sweater. I just had a sweater, and then the daytime, it's pleasantly warm.
Yeah,
So-
I always run hot, so, and Colleen runs cold, so it's hard to gauge it. But I'm in the north. I slept like a baby because it was nice and cool in the evening. In the daytime, in the north, it's usually sunny always.
Yep.
It's very
Mm.
dry, very sunny. It's the high plateau, right? And you're right by well, close by to the Andes.
Hannah, can you tell me, I came in late, are there enough people to call this a go, or are we still waiting for more?
We just need
people?
one more. We have 11.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're taking a maximum of 14. So 12 to 14 is what we need.
okay,
Almost there.
good.
Can I put a name on your face? It's just nice. Welcome.
Peggy,
Peggy, wonderful. And the lady on the right,
Oh, Sandra
Sandra, yeah,
Conroy. Mhm.
and you,
Me, Brenda Raincock.
Brenda.
I didn't realize my name's not up there. Okay.
No. And then there's the lady that I can only see her eyes.
Tula,
What is it? Dula?
Tula, Heinonen.
I hear the name's not coming up on your screen.
No.
Oh.
And then the lady with the lovely picture at the back.
Oh, my name is, yeah, thank you. I know, isn't it nice?
Yeah.
My name is Deborah, last name is Kent. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
I can
that's
see all the
wonderful.
names, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
too.
All right.
Oh, I just wanted to mention just one thing about the tour cost as well. So the tour cost is priced in US dollars. And we what we normally do is we exchange on the day of the deposit and charge you in Canadian dollars.
Mhm.
Now, we do also have a US dollar account with our travel company, but only if you pay by check, US check, rather than US credit card. Some people have asked recently to pay by their US credit card, and I just found this out that it's illegal for a Canadian company to charge US funds on a US card in Canada. So we will only charge Canadian dollars on a credit card, or you can pay US check. So if you have a US account, I know some people were interested in that.
How about a US transfer?
We don't have.
Rather than a check.
Maybe we can do e-transfers. I'm not sure.
Well, no, I have
yeah.
like a US account, but I don't have actual checks.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll ask our accountant.
Can you give a ballpark idea of the cost of the trip?
Yeah, so the tour cost, it's on, do you have the itinerary? I can email you the itinerary as well.
No, I don't have it.
It's on the last page of the itinerary. So the total tour cost is $7,699 US. And then for the single supplement on top of that, it's $2,799. And what we would do is charge a refundable deposit first, $500. Then there's a second non-refundable payment that's due in March. And at that point, the first one would become non-refundable as well. So $1,000. And then the final payment's due about 60 days before. Yeah. And then depending on what your flights look like, that's about at a minimum 1,900 at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
So by the end of March, we need one more person.
Yeah, hopefully one more.
Well, one or
And
two.
also, Estela mentioned about the inflation at the moment too. So what we have agreed with our ground suppliers too is if there's a chance that the cost of the tour would come down, we would change that on our end as well. So let's just say, like, you know, all the inflation is miraculously cured in the next few months, then we'll change our then we'll change our funds as well, and we'll let you know if we can bring that price down, because it's one of the most expensive tours, but it's totally worth it, I think. And it's very inclusive as well. There's only a few meals that aren't included.
Yeah.
A
And
lot of
that makes
activities.
it amazing.
Yep.
We have way more meals included this time than
Yep.
we had last time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. it makes
Lots
life
of
easier.
experience too. I think it
Yeah.
helps having you two as the leaders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're going to love the people. They're just
Mhm.
so warm
Yep.
and yeah.
Nice.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
We just wanted to ask you about Patagonia
Oh,
after,
sorry,
but
Lena. Okay.
So if and when we've spoken about this trip, these two nice ladies, Sandra and Brenda, right? You're going to
Yes.
Patagonia, which is where my dad comes from. And your tour starts in Buenos Aires,
But then we can
or
do it after.
I don't think you don't have a tour yet, but you just have ideas that you want to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
we haven't done
okay,
anything yet.
okay,
We were
that's
asking you
fine.
about what,
I-
you know,
Yeah.
if we could figure
My
something out.
dad lived in a town called Bariloche. If we're finished, I don't want to
I
have
think, sorry, one
Yeah,
more thing. I
yeah.
think Glennis just had a question.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
When should will you let us know when the next person joins in so that we do the flights as soon as we can, or
Yeah,
how
as soon as we have that last person, I'll email everyone and I'll say it's a go. And I'll give you all the information about the registration and waiver form, all the flight details. I'll actually provide you the flights as well when I send out this recording too, so you have it in writing and you can have a look at it and think about it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, with all the necessary information, but I'll let you know as soon as that happens.
Thank you.
Okay, now we can talk about that again.
Okay. Because maybe the other ladies want to hear
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
too. No.
Yeah, because we wanted to do an add-on is what we wanted to do, right? An add-on.
Yes, an add-on.
Yes.
Okay, so I can talk to you about Bariloche. You like nature, you like hiking, not
Right.
difficult hiking, but
Yes.
walking.
Yes.
There is a town near Calafate, which is where the Perito Moreno Glacier is, called El Chaltén, and I can give you all that information later, but
Okay.
it's the capital of hiking in Argentina, and there is a lot of hiking all over the country. But there is also beautiful walks. And the most stunning mountain I've ever seen is in El Chaltén, and it's called Mount Fitzroy. And right beside Mount Fitzroy, and really the native name is Chaltén to that mountain. Beside the Mount Fitzroy is Mount Torre, and you can walk from the village, which is very simple, but it's nice hotels. You can walk all the way to the base of the Torre or the Fitzroy. I mean, you wouldn't want to hike it because a lot of people die doing that. You wouldn't want to do it.
No,
But-
no.
But it's a beautiful walk, beautiful walk. And you also want to go to Calafate. And
Yeah.
right in front of the glacier, the Perito Moreno Glacier, there's a hotel called Los Notros, which is stunning because you get up in the morning and the glacier is literally right in front of you. However, if you stay in the village and you're still going to go to the glacier, there's the village itself is very quaint with lovely little places to eat and to visit and walk and little stores. Whereas if you stay at Los Notros, that's it. You just get the amazing view, right?
View.
Then you want to go to Ushuaia. We went to Ushuaia in, I think it was March, and one of my favorite flowers are lupins. And
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never seen so many lupins in my life, ever. But of course, in September, it might still be too cool because you're going south. So
Yeah.
we're the opposite, right? It gets
Mhm.
cold when you go south. But we didn't go to the island you mentioned. I felt really envious about you going there.
Well,
Yeah.
I just saw it and it's walking with the penguins. I
Yeah.
thought what
Yeah.
it'd be a wonderful
Oh, I was at
experience.
that island. It's amazing.
Oh, you have?
You get on it, oh,
See how good it is?
yeah, no,
Mhm.
it's incredible. I've got tons of pictures.
But the feeling I got, and I don't know if you had that, Peggy, was that I was hanging from the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know, that I was just hanging on, right? That feeling. And we did take a boat tour in the
Yeah.
Beagle Canal, and we did see a lot of sea lions and incredible birds. We didn't see the penguins there. We saw them further north, but we didn't go there. And there's a ranch called Haberton, which is you would, once you're in Ushuaia or before, you would organize a tour to go there. It's
Yeah,
well worth
it was
Did you
Ushuaia.
go? Yeah.
Well, I think from Ushuaia, we went to the Penguin Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We took a
That's
little
right.
boat trip and we got off and walked around the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you go to the ranch, Haberton?
No, but we stayed on another ranch. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you know, if you get a chance to stay in a ranch anywhere in your
Yeah,
do it, and especially we're staying in one in the Pampas. The Pampas is the
Mhm.
middle of Argentina. But if you're in down south, it is so different.
Yeah.
The same way it would be up north as well,
Mm.
because the country runs north-south, so the climates are and the geography are totally different. And by the way, when you go to Calafate and you go to the glacier, you will take a boat and
yeah.
the
I did that too. I
Yeah.
think I was in Patagonia. I did
Yeah,
a
and
hiking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Perito Moreno is the most stunning one because of where it is. And I was just reading today, it was one of the only glaciers in the world that was advancing, and it
Mhm.
looked like
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
now
That's the one. Yeah.
up, which is not
Very
surprising.
interesting.
Yeah, but you know, you can take a tour that we did, my husband and I, and you go to the glacier Uppsala. And on the Uppsala, there is a ranch where you can stay, and it's bleak in a stunning way, you know, really bleak because you're down there, not a lot of vegetation, and you see the rock where the ice has receded,
Mhm.
and you travel on cats, you know, the big like how do you call them, like you know, a cat.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
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 The trap,
Tank,
like the
not a
things
tank.
that
Yeah,
trap
I'm
around.
sorry, I
Yeah.
can't think of.
E-cat.
And this ranch, the ranch Cristina, you know, Christine, but in
Yeah.
Spanish, Cristina, has a great history. I remember some of it, but you go and find out for yourselves. It is really, really lovely. So, you know, there's lots to do, and it's all very the same way the north is so bright and colorful and warm and sunny. You're going to find that the south is very different, but so
But
worth
beautiful in its
so
own
worthwhile
way.
going. I
Okay.
That's where my heart is, right? In the
Okay.
south
Okay,
Patagonia.
Mhm.
So, you know, if you
Yeah.
need anything, you can just write to me and
Okay.
I'll be happy to, yeah.
Okay. We don't want to take up, away from this because
No,
we're
no,
doing the.
no, we're
fantastic.
fine. We love
I want to
talking
go.
about
Thank
it.
you. Maybe I'll be the 12th person to try. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, well,
so
we're
nice
very
to see your
excited.
we're
faces.
very pumped.
Oh, yeah. It'll
Yeah,
be so
it's
much fun.
going to be wonderful.
Yeah,
You two
it
do
will
such
be.
a good job about describing it. You can tell you're so
Yes.
passionate about the country and the places you're going. Just sells itself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If we have further questions, can we call you?
of
Yes,
course.
of course.
of
Yeah,
course.
well, yeah.
I'm
or
happy.
Estelle.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
I'll provide Colleen and Estela's email address.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Good.
Yeah. And you can
Absolutely.
get in contact with them if you have any questions.
Okay.
And come
very
up with one more person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
So I assume we'll just hear from you about next steps. I assume we'll just get an email or something when
Mhm.
we know it's time to pay and everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'll be in
right.
contact with everyone that's already on the registration list.
Okay.
Including yourselves, yeah, when we
Sure.
have more information.
Okay,
Hopefully it'll be soon.
yes,
Yes.
it'll be
Okay.
great. Looking forward
All
to it.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
joining
Thank
us.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thanks for the
Thanks,
wonderful
everyone.
information.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
thanks. Bye, everybody.
Let you get on
Bye.
with there. Bye.
Bye.